Hey everybody, Joshua Hatton back with another tasting video. As a reminder for this series, usually I've got Jason as my co-pilot here when we're doing these tasting videos, but he's out on the road. It is whiskey season, and it's his turn to be out on the road doing tastings and seminars and dinners and just showing everybody a lot of our new whiskeys, some of our older whiskeys, even maybe a little bit of rum here and there as well. And so, because we have three whiskeys dropping on Tuesday, October 22nd at 12 noon Eastern Time, US, on our website, singlecastnation.com, because that is imminent, that launch, and Jason will be on the road, I wanted to do these tasting videos myself. So I hope you will indulge me here. We've got now, and actually, let me show you here. But this is our 13-year-old Glen Moray. I've had this bottle for a little while now. And you see right there, Glen Moray, 13 years of age. We're looking at 8 years in an ex-bourbon Hoggy, and then 5 years in first fill Oloroso Sherry Hogshead, 59.9% alcohol. And one of the things I love about this one, tasting aside, this flavometer, you've got a 1 through 10 scale, 1 being basically none of that element within the whiskey and 10 being max. And both on sweet and rich, we're at 8. Got a good spicy presence, a good bit of oak coming in. But what I remember from this upon selection, and then, of course, upon subsequent tastings, is that the Glen Moray character, despite the color, despite all of that time in sherry oak, the spirit character remains. So I'm going to give this a little pour. Glug, glug, glug. And then we're going to pop this back here. Make sure I got that lined up. There you go. That way you can oogle the bottle while I taste this whiskey. So again, Glen Moray, 13-year-old, 8 years in bourbon, 5 years in sherry. Man, upon first nosing, and this wasn't in our official tasting notes, but upon first nosing, for those of you that love older Wild Turkey, back when all of those Wild Turkey releases had the Wild Turkey funk, it's that sort of warehouse dunnage kind of quality, a little musty yet sweet, quite oaky yet soft and spicy. It's really pretty. Yeah, beyond that, there's that sort of like cherry cordial note, those cherries inside chocolate with the liquid inside. There's even like a buttered pancake kind of note, like, yeah, remember this, sort of like a berry compote, like over pancakes instead of syrup, right? Just like cook those berries, get that fruit coming out, and just pour that over your pancakes with butter. Man, just beautiful. Yeah, despite the sherry, like Glen Moray is still there, all that sort of big like apple orchard fruit, a little bit of green apple tartness going on. I'd even buy some baked apples with a ample amount of cinnamon on them. Ooh, I'd even add a touch of salt there. There's a gentle saltiness going on. All right, 59.5% alcohol. Let's see how this one does on texture. Right. This is what Jason, Jess, and I strive for at all times when it comes to any of our bottlings. It's that rich, oily, viscous texture that's just absolutely mouth-coating. Oh, man, that's nice. All right. All right. Chocolate-covered espresso beans, blackberry jam. toasted walnuts, pickled walnuts. I don't know if any of you, especially the Americans amongst the viewership here, are familiar with pickled walnuts. Do yourself a favor, go to the supermarket, look in the British section for pickled walnuts, and they're just young walnuts that have been soaking in this like almost sherry-like syrup. And you could chew through them. Like the shell is there, but the shell has been softened, and you can actually eat the whole thing. And it's just like dessert-like. So like sherry and roasted walnuts and sweetness. That's what pickled walnuts are. It's not actually pickled, but it's just the name for them. Yeah, remember when we first tasted this and we tasted it blind, I thought that it was another Speyside distillery that uses quite a bit of sherry in their maturation, but something seemed off about it. Like the character was different. It was a bit lighter, a bit fruitier. And then when it was revealed, I said, oh, that just makes perfect sense. The Glen Moray character is shining through all of this rich, voluptuous sherry here. Onto the finish. More espresso beans, like freshly roasted. Jaffa cakes, right? Just sort of like a sweet shortbread with orange jam covered in chocolate. Just lovely. Toffee, roasted pine nuts. The finish dries a little bit, but it's not astringent. It just sort of invites you to take another sip, which, by the way, I'm going to take another sip. Yeah, this is where Glen Moray shines, right? Glen Moray's spirit is always been solid stuff. Over the years, a lot of their whiskeys were bottled at 40%, but you'll notice some of their own age statements have increased to 46.2 or 46.3, something like that. Non-chill filtered, natural color. And that's when their spirit starts to shine. And then you taste their whiskeys at full cask strength. Right? This is why we've been championing Glen Moray almost since our inception, right? We bottled the Glen Moray for our second release of 3 casks back in 2012, 2013, right around that time frame. We'll continue to champion them. They make solid spirit, and hot damn if this isn't an excellent warming whiskey. All right, tasting notes on the label. An enigma, a series of contrasting and often conflicting. Oh, that's not the right bottle. That's the next one. You guys got a sneak peek. Here we go. This makes much more sense. An absolute cracker from a distillery that remains very dear to us. That's what I've just been saying, right? The fruity Glen Moray spirit shines through the Spanish oak finish to produce an exquisitely balanced dram. Hot damn, people, get yourself a bottle or 3 of this. If you pass on it and it sells out, you will regret it. This is up your alley. This is everything that Jason, Jess, and I look for, not just in Glen Moray, but in whiskeys, period. Is it offering you a wonderfully inviting nose? Check. Are the flavors off the chart and make sense with the nose? Check. Is the texture wonderful, soft, rich, viscous, overcoming some of that natural alcohol? And at 59.9%, I would say this does that in spades. And then finally, does the finish make sense to the nose and palate? Does it last long? Is it nice and pleasant? The answer to all these questions is check. Yes, without a doubt, 100%. And at 13 years of age, we're releasing this at $140 a bottle. Quite a price for that one. So please grab some bottles. You'll be happy you did. Tuesday, October 22nd at 12 noon Eastern at singlecasknation.com. Cheers, everybody.